Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
And were you surprised, Joe, to see Kirby and I pull up together?
Well, it was funny because I was pulling up through the parking lot and taking a left into the stall, and I saw the passenger door of your vehicle open up. And my first surprise was that you're usually here by the time I get here already. So I'm not used to seeing your headlights on.
Yeah.
Then when I saw that door open, I go, wow, Phil's here. Maybe somebody's breaking into his vehicle. And then I saw somebody pop out of the passenger side, and I go, wow, Stacy's with him. And I look, I go, hey, that's not Stacy. As I'm pulling in, that's Kirby. And I'm going, Kirby? And then I got out of my vehicle to find out.
I have yet another flat tire. So I texted Phil yesterday and I said, hey, man, any chance I can hitch a ride to work with you in the morning? Because
yesterday, you knew about this flat tire
4 o'clock.
Are you kidding?
Yes, I knew about it at 4 o'clock. What do you mean?
Well, I've been sitting here this morning and you've been dealing with roadside assistance to find out that it expired. And this was at 4 o'clock yesterday? So you should have dealt with it then.
What Joe's saying is, and it's okay.
It's okay. I'm surprised.
4 o'clock yesterday, it's surprising you didn't call roadside assistance. And because they'll come change your tire at like 4 o'clock.
Right.
I'm just totally shocked that this was a yesterday thing.
Right.
I thought this just happened this morning, and you gave Phil a call, and he just came to grab you on the way. Like, you wake up and you get outside, and I'm feeling all sympathetic because it's like, who wants to wake up to a flat tire by 4 o'clock?
So in the moment, there's only one answer. Absolutely, Crips, I'll be there to pick you up.
Sure.
But then you start to put what you just did together as the day goes
No,
along.
I don't want you to put the things together.
It's 4
Just help
o'clock.
a girl out. Like, why do we got to put together the things?
Well, don't worry. I won't be putting anything together. I'm just surprised that once I'm sitting here and you're going, and I'm feeling bad. I'm going, oh my God, poor Curbs.
Well, you're sure
dealing with
bad.
roadside, and now she finds out it's done.
That was the best part. So she's doing all this work now this morning.
And that's what I'm going. Well, this just happened?
And she's like, oh, I don't have roadside assistance anymore. It expired.
Yeah, like 5, or like what was it, on the 9th of this month, which is the sickest burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sick burn. But what I'm saying is, this happened at 4 o'clock last
You know
night.
what, though?
Why would you leave it till today?
At 4 o'clock last night, when I got back from the vet, is when I noticed the flat tire. And at
Right.
that point, I was done for the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was done.
So for future, though, with roadside assistance, you just call them, they'll come, and they'll change the tire.
Yeah,
right
well,
there.
I realized how easy it was to use roadside assistance until they called me and said that I
That
no
you don't
longer have it. So,
Right, so.
yeah.
So what I'm gonna do, I have CAA, and now I'm gonna take her back to her apartment today
And
call
wait with
CAA,
her.
and wait.
And that is what
couple of hours
a friend does.
instead of 4 o'clock yesterday.
I know which one is the friend. The other one doesn't usually make the other guy wait for 2 hours the next day. You could have waited last night in your own apartment until they got there, and you would have been able to get the tire changed and not have to do anything.
I was done at 4.
No, I understand. But all I'm saying is,
She just keeps repeating that.
you were
To
done at
repeat.
4. You were done at 4. They come, they do the work. You don't
Yeah.
have to do anything
you
except
call.
just make that one phone call.
You call them. and
You're
then-
not being a good friend right now by making him stay for 2 hours. I'm dead serious. Hey, you want to take this?
I didn't make him. He offered.
yeah.
So,
yeah. Well,
I did offer. I said, hey, I'll take you home and call CAA. Well, what else are you going to do at this point?
well, I don't know.
I'll tell you.
I could change a tire for you.
I'll
but-
tell you, I've lost my number one buddy spot now. I know. Everybody's saying that on the text line. But that's okay, because this is the truth. The truth is, all I'm saying is, you can call CAA yourself, buy a membership, and get him off the hook. That's really all that needs to happen here. If it was my best friend and I would offer the help, I would still give them that advice saying, hey, look, I don't mind helping you out here, but why wouldn't you have taken care of this yourself? This is the easiest thing to take care of.
That's what's happening here. This is a very fatherly moment, and it's like, yeah, we'll help you, of course. However, like in the future,
Jeez.
in the future,
Well,
when
4 o'clock
you get a flat
yesterday.
tire at 4 o'clock, you
Like,
deal with it.
I did not expect a lecture this morning.
Well, not a lecture.
No.
Look at this person on the text line. Big Slice out of breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's mad.
All it is.
I'm not mad.
This is advice.
You're disappointed.
No,
No,
not
it's
even.
advice.
I'm actually bewildered that this happened at 4 o'clock
Let's
yesterday.
get Joe off the hook here. Text line always comes to the rescue. Like the text line will be the arbitrator here. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
We're getting mediation.
So that Joe doesn't have to be the bad guy.
Oh, boy.
Should Kirby have dealt with this at 4 o'clock yesterday when she noticed she had a flat tire, or at 4:30 this morning?
I'm just going to say
No,
this.
you got yourself in enough trouble already.
No. But wait a second. Why? How am I the bad guy? I'm not the one at 4 o'clock that had my tire and waiting for a buddy to help me the next day. That's the bad person.
Let the text line tell her that. There you go, Joe. Okay, bone phone coming up.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Pissed off? Well, then get the off Twitter and call the bone phone.
Don't make me look up from my phone.
780-BONE. Brought to you by Auto Gallery of Winnipeg.
Okay, just a quick FYI before we get into the bone phone. We're getting lots of text messages pertaining to Kirby getting a low tire on her vehicle at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon and waiting until 5:30 this morning to start making some phone calls about it. We are getting a lot of reaction. We'll get back into it after 6:30.
I just want to say I am a damsel in distress.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyway, we'll wait. We'll see. Joe is fired up about this.
Well,
Thinks he should have dealt with it yesterday. Okay, here's the phone.
Jolly Ollie here. If you're not passing, get out of the passing lane. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And on the perimeter, if you want to drive 101, 98, 96, 94, 97, get in the right lane.
It says on the sign, slower traffic to the right.
Mm-hmm. But you still run into it nonstop. And there'll be like 5 cars behind that one car driving 96. And they still don't get it. They're like, oh, do. Moving on. Complaint about, I believe, a scooter in traffic.
Hey, good morning, Philly Joe and Kirby. It's Monday morning. Driving my wife to work this morning. Driving on Demeron. That's right, I said it in French. And this bozo on one of those e-bikes is driving on the other side of the road. He's going probably 30 or so kilometers an hour, but he's zigzagging. And he's about 8 feet from the curb. So he's preventing a guy in a car from passing him because there's oncoming traffic. What are you doing, cyclist? Smart on you to have your helmet on. Good. But you're zigzagging. Like, are you trying to get run over? I mean, I don't get it. Have a great day. Let's go Big Blue. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to have one of those in traffic, you should be extra caution.
there are a few cyclists out there that aren't giving good cyclists a good name. Mm-hmm. There really are. They don't use their signals when they're turning. They do the zigzagging thing. They're taking up more than their fair share of the lane, that kind of thing. I know it works both ways, but you really notice the bad cyclists out there.
Well, and as an advocate for cyclists.
Yes.
Unsolicited. They did not ask you to be their advocate, but you are. Yep.
And I've only ridden a bike once in the last 25 years.
But that's true.
But I will say this, that just because there are a few bad apples on the tree doesn't make the whole tree bad.
That's right. That's a very good, excellent point. And
okay.
If you only had a bike, you could have came into work today on your own.
Joe, get off my back.
Yeah. All right.
Trust me, I'm nowhere near your back on this one. Nowhere near.
T. Kona wants to talk about the workmanship, the work that has been done on the North Perimeter in the past few years.
Morning, T. Kona. Hey, as I'm driving around on the northeast side of the city on the perimeter, the quality of the work that's been done, that whole interchange there of La Chimodier and 59 in the perimeter, that whole roundabout, bridges all over the damn place. The workmanship there is absolutely horrendous. I would be embarrassed to say that I worked on that whole thing, because it's been there a while, and it's been actually quite shitty. The design of the flow is good, but it's just the workmanship around it as crap. If you're ever driving a trailer, I could see the trucking industry just shaking their heads at how this thing was built. And then you go a little bit further eastward, and then you got Wenzel and the perimeter there. The workmanship there is just so shoddy. Like, it's so rough to go over that whole intersection part. So, horrendous.
Okay, I wouldn't have noticed that it's that bad in that area. Maybe somebody can comment on what T-Cone is saying there.
That's your part of the perimeter that you use, eh? Okay.
Take it all the time.
You don't hear a lot of people saying, wow, the workmanship of this road is just great.
Yeah,
I took that road in on Banjo Bowl Saturday to pick up Phil.
He did.
That was...
it's a great day.
It was a great day. That's all I remember.
I'm happy for you guys.
Okay, yesterday Kirby posed the question, how early is too early to vacuum when you live in an apartment? This guy has a response.
To answer you guys' questions about making noise, the bylaw is from 7 in the morning to 11 p.m. at night. Past that, unless it's emergency, you're okay, or else you get if you get caught, you get a wicked fine by the bylaw officer. This is Fred. Have a wonderful day.
Thank
Bye.
you, Fred.
I think you mentioned that actually later on in the day, right, Curbs? A couple people had mentioned that to you. So 7 a.m. till 11 p.m., no vacuuming, right? That was the issue at your place.
Starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, no phone calls to get your car taken
We're
care
going to
of.
talk more about that. There's something that came up. I found a little blip in the story.
Oh, good. Did you? It's like a deposition for Kirby over here.
All I wanted was just...
No, we're looking forward to
Couple of
taking care of
buddies.
it after the show.
4
today.
o'clock,
Why
yes,
wouldn't you deal with it at 4? Okay, we'll wrap up with Tow Truck Cowboy. I mentioned yesterday that I like playing, vids with the kids, video games. And sorry, go ahead.
Nope, I'm just going to mention this because that part of the perimeter you're talking about, Phil, a few people have mentioned that pulling trailers in that, you can really feel some of the bumps in that area.
Okay, there you go.
And you're a trailer puller, so pay attention next time if you see or feel.
I think are they talking like the
perimeter.
the big vehicles, like the rigs, or are they talking about campers?
It says pulling a trailer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, could be.
All right, we'll wrap up with this one then. This is Tow Truck Cowboy wants to reply to me saying I play video game golf with my kids.
Hey, it's your friendly neighborhood tow truck cowboy here. I know it's been a minute. Just listening to you guys here this morning, hearing you talk about games and whatnot, playing games with your kid and all that. And golf on a game system. Golf on a game system. Like, I don't know about that. Is there? It's not like there's still a cart girl. So like, what's the point? I mean, like, there's no unless you got Mrs. Aubrey there running around with handing out beers and whatnot. Like, I don't know. Maybe you and me play golf for different reasons, but I mean, like, no cart girl? What the Anyways, y'all have a good day. Have a good. We'll see you next time. Yeah!
If you think my wife is even entertaining the thought of bringing me a beer while I'm playing video games, you don't know my wife.
Have you trained the kids to do it yet?
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
So how am I taking heat on this tire changing thing all of a sudden? What is this? Where did I get dragged into this? Why didn't Phil just change the tire? Phil giving men a bad name. Can't change a tire. Very shameful. I found out about this at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. She asked for a ride. I then said, okay, so I got to take a deep breath. I then said, I'll take you home after work today and we'll get the tire changed. What is this person talking about? Like, what? I said I would call CAA, but people have a good point. Instead of calling CAA, just change a tire myself, which is a good idea. That's probably what I'll wind up doing. But okay, Joe, you take it, because that one's just is bugging me.
Here's the deal. This is all I'm saying. When I found out this morning that Kirby, I felt so bad. And I felt bad. Well, I did, because Phil came to pick you up for work, and I see you, and you're telling me the story, and then you're calling roadside assistance, and then they say, well, your roadside just expired like a week and a half ago. Of course I'm feeling bad. And then we get on the air and Phil says, well, yeah, I got the call at 4 o'clock last night. I'm going, 4 o'clock last night? And this is still an issue today. But here's the thing. You said you were done for the day at 4 o'clock.
Yes. I got back from the vet. I was done.
So here's what I'm saying. At 4 o'clock, you realize your tire was done. You go upstairs. You make a call to the dealership.
I did, yes.
Yes, you called the dealership. Then after the dealership call, you call Phil.
I feel like I'm on Judge Judy
Text
right
her.
now.
Text her.
She texted, no, but
Needs a ride.
she texted you
I
that she
texted
needs
Phil.
a ride.
Yes, I said, hey, man, any chance you can pick me up on the way to work tomorrow?
And we're still dealing with it today, this morning. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you had called roadside or CAA last night at 4 o'clock, it would have been done.
Yes.
It's still one phone call over the two.
She would have. So
I'm just saying, I just
the
I
advice.
would have gotten it done yesterday.
Yeah, and I think that's the
But
advice.
now-
the advice you're giving her.
But now you're bringing your friend into the loop, and he's given up his time today to deal with your problem.
Well, he offered.
Yeah, well, he
Because
wouldn't have offered.
I just asked
did.
like to
Yeah.
be dropped
Yes.
off after the show. Like I would have dealt with it and figured it out somehow, some way. I really don't know, but I would have figured it out.
It's going to be money out of your pocket, though, if I don't. So I'm
Yeah, which
obviously
is-
I'm going
yeah.
to
And
jump
That's
in
that's
and
a
help
nice
you.
friend,
Right.
And
But
as for being done at 4 o'clock, I mean, I go to bed at 6:30, 7 o'clock. So you got to take that into consideration.
That's
okay,
true.
so sometimes you just have to admit that you could have dealt
with it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
But
that's number
like
one.
Hot Dog Guy said, when you call it a day, you call it a day. And it's hard to get motivated after that. And honestly, anything that involves my
No.
vehicle, if you've listened to this show for the past 6-7 years we've been together,
This doesn't sound like admitting you could
I
have just handled it better. This
get
sounds-
stressed out with vehicle stuff.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what I told you is next time that happens, and I don't mind helping, but next time you notice a low tire at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you didn't know this, so that's okay, but you take it to West End Tire, OK Tire, any one of the hundreds of those places, you say, hey, I have a low tire. They pop you in right away in most cases. It's a screw or a nail. They patch it, bang,
Yeah.
$50,
Yeah.
if that, and you're on your way. So that's something you didn't know. I'm telling you that.
I
Yeah?
also don't need a man. This is coming up on the text line. I got 2 right across from me right here that look after me. I'm doing just fine.
I was just kind of shocked. I swear to God, I think I'll pay for your CAA membership so I have peace of mind.
You know what? I'll split
Oh
that with
my
you.
I think
God.
I
I
think
will
that's
split
what you
that.
need because
it's the fathers I never had.
no. Listen, that phone call yesterday at 4 o'clock to the roadside or CAA gets the job done. I mean, there's a lot of
That's
people
where I missed
suggesting.
out. I just called the dealership and they just told me to drop it off today. I thought, you know what? I'll deal with this tomorrow morning.
But how are you going to drop it off once they say drop it off?
My plan was to get roadside assistance to tow the vehicle there. And then that's when I found out I don't have roadside
I can't
assistance
imagine
anymore.
why your relationships don't work. Like, I cannot say, yeah, I kind of blew this. Like, just say it.
My God.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
She's reading every text. She's living and dying on every text over here. Hot dog guy, he agrees with me. Oh, Big N, you're
God.
disagreeing with me?
Here's.
I've come to the conclusion I'm just getting a new vehicle.
Yeah, that's the part I thought was best. You know what? We might not even use the one she has as a trade because one of the tires is.
Just write it
flat.
off. It's a write-off.
She's writing off her vehicle because it has a low tire.
Can you bring it? Imagine now. Wait, is it? Yeah, bringing it into the dealership and talking the
can't try
salesperson
that.
out of this.
Well-
Listen, I don't care what you give me for a trade. This thing is not functional.
Okay, well, it doesn't even
looking-
have roadside assistance anymore. How good is it to
I'm
me?
looking for an upgrade. What kind of upgrade? Something with 4 tires that
No.
are flat?
No, something with roadside assistance,
Yes.
please. I'll even give up the sunroof.
She did say that, though. Well, right. It looks like I got to get a new vehicle. My
Yes.
roadside assistance is expired. And you're like, get CAA. What are you
Yeah,
talking
like, oh
about?
my God.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Yeah, I do want to mention that the big win 50-50 is these numbers are jumping. Like, it's absolutely crazy how our first time big win 50-50 is going with the Dream Factory. It wraps up Thursday. We will call the winner, apparently, right after the deadline, is from what I'm hearing,
How
sometime
exciting.
after 9 a.m. And I can't remember what the last number was, but I'm pretty sure it's over 80 grand right now. Right?
I think that's what I saw.
I don't have the official number. I'll get it. It's somewhere in here in one of these emails, but we get a lot of emails around here. Either way,
Well, the boss
trust
was
me.
away. The boss was away. Okay, so there was a lot of emails to send when he got back.
But we're talking like I mean, 40 grand at least 40 grand going to the winner on Thursday morning.
That would be a nice payday.
What would I do with 40K?
I know what I would do. Buy a new vehicle.
Slap it on with 4 tires.
I thought you were going to say you'd buy a CAA membership and invest the rest, but a new vehicle's nice.
Oh,
someone's going to find a great new vehicle on Kirby side giveaway come the spring. Here it is, as is, free as is.
Somebody's chatting with her. It's ruined. The tire's flat. I can't do anything with it.
Oh my God.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast. Philly Joe and Kirby's completely useless question.
Useless with a capital Y.
Oh, so useless.
Brought to you by Midtown Ford.
780 City, 780, 2484. Masters of Illusion passes on the line this morning. JoJo has the question.
Well, it's funny that the Bombers, who we will have tickets later on in the week for Orange Shirt Day, because the game is almost sold out, brought in a cheeseburger. Fries combo.
Like think poutine, but with cheeseburger ingredients dumped on it.
Well, today's question is around burgers. That's just total coincidence. I found this burger survey on which topping made both the most loved and most hated lists. I've got the top 5. So this isn't just the best, the most loved topping. It also has to be on the most hated list.
Interesting.
Hello, City. Do you have a guess for us? Mustard.
No, not in the top 5.
I like spicy mustard, like a bold
nice
mustard.
Little add-on.
Yeah. For Masters of Illusion tickets. Good morning, City.
Can I have Kirby, please?
Kirby, what do you think?
For me, it's got to be the lettuce.
Number 4. Yeah,
I need a crunch, like I need a bit of a crisp to the
If Joe wanted a salad, he would have ordered it on the side.
That's what I've said,
famous quote.
Yes.
Yeah, please no lettuce.
I use it all the time.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, I love that. I stole it for myself. I pretend it's my joke.
I love it.
Good morning, City.
Hi, I'm going to guess tomato.
Tomato's number 5, actually. That's another one that doesn't need to be on a burger. It needs to be in a salad.
If you invite my parents over without having tomato out for their burgers, it's
the barbecue's over.
It's a fireable offense. Like the tomato have to be out there.
They like the sliced tomato to add onto their burger.
Yeah,
I do too. I'm not going to lie. Yes, yeah.
780 City. Hi there. Go ahead with your guess.
Hi there. Good morning. How about pickles?
Pickles is number 3. Wow, good for you.
I like the pickle crunch.
Yeah, pickles are nice on a burger. You're just cheese and bun, right, Joe, or do you have?
Even cheese some days. No, I like mustard.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Hi there.
I'm going to say onions.
Onions is the correct answer.
Right.
Which topping made both the most loved and most hated? We've got onions, mushrooms, believe it or not.
That makes sense.
Pickles, lettuce, and tomato. Notice how many vegetables are on that list.
Well, okay. The one thing about onions, though, is that you can either fry them up, have them caramelized or whatever the hell it is, and or you can have them fresh, like just raw onion.
Yeah,
Chef Kirby. That's all the ways you can have an onion. I didn't know that.
I would just like you guys to know.
Did you know that, Joe?
Well, not until now.
You know what, Phil? I don't need your help with my tire today.
That's all I had to do. Just to jump on what you were saying, Kirby, give me some fried up onions, like sauteed onions.
You like them fried, yeah.
I like them raw, see?
Raw.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm raw with Kirby on
powerful.
that one.
You taste it all day, those onions.
The caramelized ones that Kirby was talking about. That's up to you.
You can use them raw, or you can fry them.
Yes.
Who's this?
Trevor.
Trevor, today's program brought to you by Onions.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
See that photo the other day of Lenny Kravitz and his huge scarf? Did you see that going viral?
Yes. Yeah, well, it's autumn, and Lenny likes to pull out the big scarves. Mm-hmm. He's known for other things. Out of a big scarf. So
I heard he doesn't
I didn't
smell
know where
good.
you were going.
I heard he doesn't smell good, Lenny
I don't
Kravitz.
care.
Doesn't shower as often as he should.
That was an old story.
Yes,
but,
it was. You're right.
It was, he doesn't care about that kind of stuff.
Still in fantastic shape.
He's a good-looking dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right, Kirby? He's just a good-looking human being.
Yeah.
And he wears a big scarf. I don't wear scarves. I mean, they look good. And I went to Montreal once to see, or I've been there a couple times to see Hab games.
Did you have your leather pants and your turtleneck on?
I did not, but I'll tell you
Everybody
what.
else did.
I was so underdressed. Everywhere I went
Yes.
in Montreal, the men dress as good as the women, like, if not better.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Fashion's big there.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I'm just like, everywhere I go.
It was leather pants and white turtleneck night at the Hab game. Like, I'm telling you.
With a scarf.
You could play Where's Waldo there every night.
You know what, Phil? I think you could pull off a scarf.
You do?
Yeah, not as large as Lenny Kravitz.
Well, this was the boa constrictor
Like-
of scarves. I mean, it was
like
huge.
that's almost as like honestly, that's what it would look like if you took the throw blanket off of my couch right now and just like wrapped it around your
Wrapped it
neck.
around
Like
my
that's a
neck.
large.
Yeah.
That's a blanket. That's not a scarf.
I like the look of a scarf with a suit. Like, Joe, you wear the suits with if you put a trench coat on and
Yes,
then the scarf.
yeah.
Then
I don't, but
it's the CEO look or like really important person look.
But this scarf you're talking about, Kirby, is absolutely right. Like you could, you could be walking through Assiniboine Park and a picnic's going to break out once Phil takes off his scarf and uses it as a blanket down. Like this thing's huge.
It better be pretty cold before I'm wrapping myself up in a scarf like that. Like I'll wear one of those neck tubes. I like those.
Oh,
Okay.
see, I don't.
Why?
Like I
You
used
can
to.
pull them up over your face a little bit if you want.
No, I don't like that.
Over your nose.
And it's just like hanging around your neck. It makes me anything around my neck makes me feel like I'm choking.
Well, the scarf is fashionable. That thing you're talking
that-
about,
that is loose, yeah.
You're one fold up from being in a Crime Stoppers video. Like for real.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
We've said it once, we'll say it again. You learn a lot on the Boston Pizza text line. And this pertains to the noise bylaw. I believe it was Fred who called in on the bone phone and mentioned some hours. Well, this came in on the Boston Pizza text line per the City of Winnipeg website. Generally, those noise-generating activities, as outlined under Section 69, are prohibited within 150 meters of a residential property before 7 a.m. and after 9 p.m. on weekdays. Did that interfere with you?
On weekday? No, it was a weekend.
Okay. And before 9 a.m. and after 9 p.m. Saturday, Sunday, and statutory holidays. So
9
thank you for somebody
a.m..
for doing that research for us. That's right from the City of Winnipeg. So
And we're talking construction work here and when they can start. Is that what this
Noise.
is about? Noise.
Noise.
any
In general.
noise-generating activity. So between 7 a.m. and after 9 p.m. on weekdays, 9 to 9, Saturday, Sunday, and stat holidays. And this all started with your verbal complaint about some construction on a Saturday that led to you wondering what time you could fire
Vacuum.
up the vacuum.
Well, I was waiting to vacuum, and then all of a sudden the construction set up. And then I was like, well, if they're making noise, I can make noise.
Well, the difference is, though, did they start work before 9 a.m.? You said they were just setting up.
Well, that's working, is it not?
Well, were they making noise?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then it falls under. Did you complain to the construction
No,
company?
I was going to yell at them on the street. Hey,
that's gonna help.
That's enough.
So the rest of your block,
This is what her block hears at 7:30 in the morning.
even though it's illegal.
It's not
no.
I'm not going to get arrested.
No. Hey, sorry. Before 7 a.m. on
can't
a
vacuum.
weekday.
But 9 a.m. on the weekend. Can
Right.
we just like focus on that for a bit? Like, that's a little late. No, like 9
The
a.m.
vacuum?
Well, no,
Or
just
construction?
in noise in general. Like it's the weekend. Like
They should be able to make noise before nine.
Yes.
I would say so.
like
I mean,
people go to church on
there's
Sundays
peop-
at 7 a.m. or whatever.
Well, that's not new noise though.
You're actually supposed to be quiet in church. Let me ask you this, though. I'll take the other side of this then. what has to possibly happen that you can't wait till 9 to vacuum? Like, I don't know about you, but I'm never in a rush. I'm never in a rush to pick up the vacuum and go, oh my God, I
gotta get this done.
I mean, what do you have going on that can't wait till then?
I just was like trying to be proactive before I had to go and work on location that day. That was it. That was all.
Okay.
Just trying to get ahead of the curve.
Done. Okay, maybe be proactive when you get a low tire next time. That would.
okay.
That was the bigger issue
that was
today.
The bigger, yeah.
It started at 4 p.m.
Listen,
yesterday.
I know.
afternoon.
I have a lot of issues.
I'll look into my roadside assistance tomorrow. That's fine. Good time to look into it.
For more Philly, Joe, and Kirby, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.